Fire, air, water, earth. In the depths of the mist-laden swamp, the villagers and our heroes come together beneath the ancient spirit tree, their hopes pinned on a delicate ritual to heal Trinket, yet the swamp is restless. Whispers of shadows moving through the marsh and strange lights dancing in the distance unsettle even the bravest hearts. As trust between villagers and outsiders is tested, the swamp itself seems to warn of a greater danger. In this maze of mystery and peril, the heroes must hold fast to the fragile bonds they forged, or risk losing everything in the encroaching unknown. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Avatar Legends here on the Shadows of Nox Twitch stream. My name is John Blair. We are back from a slight hiatus due to the holidays, but we are back with everyone's favorite characters of bending and non-bending alike. You can catch me in some other places here on the Shadows of Nox channel, mostly Villainous 102, which comes out periodically here on the YouTube channels, and as well as in the Power Rangers podcast and the Power Rangers Centurion games, which are currently still on hiatus as you are watching this. However, we have some great players here tonight who I'm going to let introduce themselves, starting off with, how about we start with Kit? I feel like I very often do not start with Kit, so I feel like Kit is a good person to start with today.
Yeah, sure. Let's just go ahead and push the rock down the cliff. Don't know what I meant by that metaphor, but here we are. I'm Kit.
Downhill.
Yeah, that, sure. That makes sense and makes me sound
Kit
clever.
is the anti-Sisyphus.
He hates me so much. Anyways, I'm Kit. I also play in the Villainous 102 game with my ever lovely owl necromancer friend causing all the problems. I'm not in the Power Rangers, unfortunately. I am occasionally on the Lucas G Variety channel's Fallout game, playing V4/C70R, a name I continuously regret, but here we are. But more importantly, here today, I am playing Sister Chime, airbender with anxiety. All right, I'm done now. I'm losing my mind.
Awesome. Let's jump up, or let's jump down to Rezin. How about you go next?
Yes. Hi, I'm Rezin the Owlbear. You can find me here on Twitch and here on the Shadow of Nox, where you can find me here for Avatar Tuesdays playing Chime, and occasionally on Tuesdays, on the other Tuesdays, I'll play Jolie for Shadowrun. So tonight's Chime is the pillar of the group and leader, kinda trying to be.
I think you're getting there. I think we just need a little bit of an extra push to get you to step up to the front lines.
Working on it.
Let's go next with Clock. How about you go next?
Hi, everybody. I'm Joe, also known as Clockwork Tuba. You can find me on Twitch or YouTube under that name, as well as all the socials. Currently between games on Twitch. Got to figure out what I'm playing next, as I just finished the Shrek DLC in Power Wash Simulator, which was an experience. On Shadow of Nox, you can find me on Tuesdays being the resident dad, either on Shadowrun as Galahad or in Avatar tonight as Li Shen, the only non-bender of the group and the elder.
All right. Lottie, do you want to go next?
Yes, I do. Hi, I'm Lottie West. You can catch me on socials at Lottie West on Blue Sky or Instagram. I write LARPs when I'm not TTRPGing. I'm writing Hawkins. I'm also going to be the social media marketing coordinator for that. So if you see posts from it, you should come and play the game that I'm writing so that you can hear all the stuff that I've been jabbering about for months. And What else do I do? Oh, I do burlesque. I like sparkly things, and I am excited to play. Oh, here I also play in Villainous 102 as our little goblin friend, Miss. Wow, I almost forgot her name for a second. That was hilarious. Ermagard. I was going to say Edelweiss. I'm like, that's not her name. And then I'm also in the Power Rangers podcast as Cecily Adwell. And today I am Doralee, the swamp bender with a loudmouth and a possum chicken. So let's get into it.
All right. And finally, the GM of the aforementioned being villainous, Grim.
Yeah, hi, I'm Grim. As mentioned, I am in fact the GM for Being Villainous. And you can catch me here doing the Power Rangers thing. In Centurion Ridge, I'm playing the Red Ranger. You can catch me in the podcast on season 3 when that eventually comes out as the Green Ranger. I am also on Luke's Variety playing Fallout as Lucky, the Vault Boy, who is apparently the ray of sunshine everyone wants to punch in the face, which is great. I love it. Today, I am playing Masaru, the firebender who also knows how to lightning bend, who is the, as I've put it before and will continue to put it, the pre-himbo. He's a little too, he's not quite there in the beefy stage to be a himbo, but he's getting there.
Awesome. All right.
Gotta start hitting that protein.
Yeah, hit that powder.
Beans.
All right. Okay. So up next, it's been a while since we've had our last session. So, does anyone feel comfortable doing our segment of previously on Avatar, where I ask you what happened last session, just to catch everyone up, our viewers especially, but also the people in the group that might not remember everything that happened.
So I can say this: a group of us, meaning myself, Li Shen, and Dorley, took Loudmouth, which I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Eugene.
Eugene.
Right.
Eugene. We went to go look for the medicinal plants. And on our way, we managed to, with apparently Masaru's expert navigation, which was not something I was really expecting him to be good at, but hey, they managed to make it after avoiding certain obstacles like evil fireflies to a cave
Mosquitoes.
where there was a bunch of otter gators. Masaru convinced Eugene to play bait for the otter gators. And then he and Dorley went into the cave to grab the medicinal plants, and we found some supplies that had been stolen. It's weird that the otter gator stole the supplies, but whatever. That might mean that somebody else stole them and just happened to use the otter gators as gatekeepers. Which we took some of the supplies back, and we came back. All the while, Sister Chime had to give up Magatama that was apparently fairly important to her, and Chamu had to eat something really gross.
He had to eat a few things that were really gross, but yeah, that's basically the gist of it.
Also, we do have to remind everyone that Chamu housed it like a boss without even flinching.
Yeah.
He did really.
What was it called? The Big Gulp?
It was called the Great Gulp. Was what it was called.
Great Gulp. Okay.
Yes.
The Big Gulp is from 7-Eleven.
Delicacies of the swamp, such as swamp worm jelly, fermented cattail sap, and pickled marsh mushrooms. So
Didn't we also decide that Masaru's mentor was the cook previously, and that's why we were all fine with such terrible food, and why we're all fine with leaving him behind?
Hey, Masaru knows how to make a decent porridge for breakfast and is good at making tea.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
no one
tea-
ever, no one has smirched Masaru's cooking.
Absolutely. And tea is very important in the land of Avatar for sure. Yeah, so basically you guys have all of the stuff to make all the stuff and do all the stuff. You've rightfully convinced the sort of elder healers of the community, Bailey Zhou and what was this? What was the other one's name?
Waylon.
Dolly Zhou and Waylon, who was the like leader of the sort of tribe, group leader of the village, to let you guys do what you got to do to help heal Trinket. So you guys, everyone sort of gets taken up the ways towards this sort of, it's a very, very big tree. It's huge. It's, I think
Sorry, not to derail.
Yes.
One small thing before this. Have Doralee and Li Shen had a chance to remove the mud? We were covered in mud to get rid of the mosquitoes last session.
I will give you an opportunity to remove the mud from your bodies.
Okay.
I would like to say that this.
Waterbending.
Yeah, you could do that. You could probably just suck the mud right off with water bending. I would assume that it's been maybe like a few hours since you guys have come back to camp.
Okay.
So the sun is starting to sort of settle. It's getting into the like later parts of the day. So you guys have had like a little bit of time to kind of regroup. And is there anything that anyone wants to share with any of the members of the group before we sort of head towards the healing aspect of Trinkets of this adventure?
Li Shen is going to pull Chime aside.
Yeah.
You should know.
Mm-hmm.
We found some of Waylon's missing supplies.
Oh.
You
Fantastic.
should inform him and let him
Okay.
know that you retrieved them.
All right. Well, I'm surprised you didn't do that, but okay. Yes, we can do that.
I then as Chime was like, I grab you by the arm and pull you back in, like lock eye with you. You should inform Waylon.
Oh yes, I should inform Waylon. Fantastic. Thank you for reporting, Chamu.
I do the full like imperial like nod, like of course, and then go back off to like clean more mud gunk out of my robes.
Just gotta clear myself here.
I was gonna say, you have a waterbender. She could have just like sprayed you down.
Here's the
Go
thing.
back with the hose.
You mean hold breath as you're enveloped in a bubble of water?
I'm going to say this again with all due love. How careful is Doralee being on cleaning off Li Shen?
Oh, I mean, that's up to you guys, but I will also say that mud is technically a mixture of water and earth. So either Dora or Chamu could, in theory, remove the mud from your body, depending on how wet or dry it has become.
To be fair, Masaru could bake it so it turns back into dirt, and then you just shake it off.
That seems a little more dangerous than the other two options.
All these are fine and good, like logical statements. He is also Li Shen. He's gotten through his entire life not being a bender, so it's that thing of like he has that mindset. So if somebody offers, he will accept. If no one offers, he is doing it the hard way because that's what he's used to.
So
Okay.
I feel like if you grabbed my arm and you're covered in mud, I'm just gonna remove it for you.
Okay.
We'll just say that I removed it. We'll do
that
a
would also
hand
show
wave
off the
and be
tattoo.
like, we're holding each other's arms, and I say, "Thank you, Chamu," trying to get you to thank me.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely.
That would
Love
probably
that.
work better if you used his name and not yours.
Yeah, it would have worked. Yes,
Definitely would have worked better.
You just
Yet
And
here
now
we are.
And yeah, here we are. Fantastic.
Just pat you on the shoulder and says, "Yes, thank you, Chum." And then, so I guess for that brief moment, for anyone who was not on the trip, you see the tattoos, and then he will get himself resituated.
I think the only other person that wasn't on the trip that hasn't seen the tattoos is probably Chime.
Fair.
Where is Chime? I know they watched me eat the Great Gulp. And then we
And they're-
faded.
And they're dealing with trying to remove that memory.
Trying to wipe that from there.
Do we have a mind bender?
Ooh.
Not yet. Soon to come.
The world's first therapist, the mind bender.
Or greatest.
All right. Does anyone else have anything they want to do or say to the group before we continue?
I think I'll bring up how delicious and delectable the Great Gulp is.
Who do you say that to?
You know what? I'm definitely saying that to our young firebender. You should try the Great Gulp. It is fantastic and refreshing. Earthy, vinegary, a little sweet from the jelly. It is the best. Highly recommend this food source.
You hear from the back, you hear someone yell out, I mean, we got plenty of swamp worm jelly.
Yummy!
Sounds like it needs fire flakes.
Yeah. You could always. Don't you have a little fire flake on you?
I wish. I ate them all already.
Oh well. I suggest that you should eat that. You should eat it. It's great.
do you want to try the Great Gulp, Masaru, or are you okay?
Come on, Masaru. Have a great.
Do
gulp.
it.
I think you'll like.
Don't
I
it.
see a
be a
dice roll
possum
that
chicken.
convinces him otherwise.
Oh yeah. You're trying to plead with him, so actually,
Is this pleading? Yeah.
I think
He's
so. I
trying
think
to trick me.
Oh yeah, maybe
Oh,
trick,
yeah,
maybe trick,
yeah.
trick.
This is a bit of a trick, isn't it?
It seems like it, yeah.
All right. Well, here we go. Well, yes.
You gotta pick the button at the. Oh, there we go.
A hit.
Okay.
Not a great hit, but it's a hit.
It's a hit nonetheless. Let me just double check to see if there's anything. Well, I guess
For NPCs, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna take it.
All right.
We'll slurp
I'm gonna
down-
take it that he's talked Masaru into it.
Oh yeah. And I'm gonna stack it for you the way that I ate it, so that you don't have to figure out how to eat this thing. Here you go.
All right.
And you want to layer it like this. You
No,
want the vinegar between the jelly and the other piece, because if you don't, the flavor combination doesn't hit proper.
All right. They bring out a second Great Gulp, all with the wonderful delicacies. They set up a pretty similar sort of setup to what they had done with Chamu, which was you and it's almost like a food challenge. Like you're in the middle of this large circle meeting area, and everyone's kind of surrounding you, watching you, and the local chef, the local cook comes and sort of lays the plate in front of you, reveals it underneath a thing of leaves, and it's pretty gross looking. They these things do not look very appetizing. And if Chamu is going to do all that to make it to do it the way like he did, and you eat it all at once, is that how you're going to do it? I forgot. What did I have you roll to do this last time?
Oh,
Push
I
your
don't-
luck.
Just
It was a
scroll
push
Yeah,
your
I
luck,
think it's a push your
Yeah.
luck. Yeah. Yeah. It's the only thing I can think that makes sense. Definitely not guiding and comforting.
Absolutely not. So I guess, Master, whenever you're ready to take on this challenge, you can roll a push your luck. A hit.
A hit.
All right, you do it, but it costs you.
Oh.
You end up sucking it down. However, I am going to give you. I'm going to have you in a status. I'm going to have you mark impaired. Do you want to role play any of this, or do you want to just move past it?
Sorry. Motherfuck. Discord is apparently lagging for me. Am I coming through?
Yeah.
You are, yes.
Kit?
Yeah, you're coming through.
Okay. Yeah, Discord is apparently lagging for me. So if I cut out, that's why. I might have to try restarting it. But no, I'm totally up for role playing this. This is gonna be great. So Masaru's like, all right, cool. Sits down. He's like, oh, this looks really gross. It really does look like it needs fire flakes. I wish I had some. And like he's talking a mile a minute because he's really nervous. And he picks it up and stuffs it down his throat, and without chewing, tries to swallow. But since it's too big, he ends up having to like push it down his throat. And when he's done, he's gagging. He's like, oh God, it needed fire flakes. Oh God.
Yeah,
Then he
it's
starts
really
like
that gritty,
breathing
slimy texture
fire.
that gets you.
He starts breathing fire to cook the slime out of his mouth.
Oh no,
By
that's
the
not
time
gonna
he's
go well.
done, he looks at Chamu and goes, "You suck." Gets up, takes a couple of steps, goes behind a tree, and immediately throws it up.
Yeah, it's that grit. It's gonna get right behind your tonsils. Yeah, burning it made it worse, didn't it? Yep. Sorry
All
about
right.
Got
that.
rid of the taste. Oh God, it got rid of the taste.
The villagers are going to kind of, sort of cheer and laugh at you, and like more of a, not like at your expense, but in like this is kind of what they expected to happen with Chamu. So it's more of a jovial test, and as they sort of dissipate, Dali Zhou, who is the one who was having that sort of who was the one who needed convincing in order to help heal Trinket, even though Waylon said it was fine, and is the one who ended up taking what was the name of your item?
Magatama.
Chime's Magatama comes up to Chime and jestfully sort of like waves it back at her and says, "It's all right, honey. You can keep this. It was more of just a test to see if you'd prove yourself to the village here. A test of, if you were willing to get rid of something that you hold dear. It means that you're kin now." And gives you back the Magatama.
Chime will, of course, take back her Magatama and place it back around her neck like it's supposed to be, and give her, a quick little bow. Thank you for returning this.
Oh, of course, sweetie. I wasn't going to keep it. One of many words you are, aren't you? And she's just kind of walk away after saying that.
Yeah, as Chime's trying to find words, like, oh, and she's already away. Like, okay, thank God.
Speaking of the group who came with all of the heartstring moss and the other sort of supplies, Are you going to give those to Mobandy? Is anyone volunteering to do that, or
Yeah, Chime will first let.
Masaru is much too busy throwing up.
yes?
Yeah, Masaru's sick. Sorry, Masaru. I thought you could handle it. I was wrong. And I'll go take the supplies to, what was his name again? Bodan
Mo
D?
Bandy.
Mo Bandy. Okay.
Mo Bandy.
And
Yes.
then the other gentleman who I was supposed to talk to, because these are his supplies that they found.
No, they're
in the
all.
cave.
That's who you're going to talk to. Is
Okay.
Mo Bandy. They're his supplies from his sort of like medical hut. He has them in like, think of like wooden crates. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He just has like stacks of like wooden crates like in his sort of shed. And like around, he's not a very organized person, so there's just kind of like things all over the place.
Oh, I was
And-
talking about the lost supplies that they found.
Yes. So Mo Bandy
Okay.
told you guys when you guys like were there, he was like, we need this stuff, the heartstring moss, but also, I would have it if, I would have the other supplies if they hadn't been someone's been taking my stuff, is essentially what he said. And he didn't know who was taking his stuff. It turns out because he's like on the canal, the otter gators are being little rambunctious little dudes and just taking stuff, even though it means nothing to them. Probably because it's a bunch of herbs and it might smell good. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah. Okay.
that was kind of the idea of like to get you to find those is just, an added.
Yeah,
an
so
added thing.
I'll go to him and
Optional side quest.
Yeah, optional side quest.
and hand in the optional side quest.
All right.
looks like,
Is
might
anyone
be,
want to go with him, or is it just going to be?
Li Shen is deliberately not going with it at this point,
Right.
trying to like distance himself from that. But he is on the side, like filling up a glass of water, putting in some tea leaves, and then letting Masaru firebend it to warm it up a little bit and let it steep
Awesome.
before giving him the cup.
What about
drink it slow, don't chug it.
What about Dora? What's Dora up to?
I could go with you if you needed
Yeah.
if you needed somebody to go with you.
I mean, it is
pretty
I mean, you're part of the crew that went out and found these.
true. I'm pretty
And you-
helpful, and I am very brave.
And you can recount how they were recovered.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be greatly appreciated.
all right.
I'm so brave.
On
You
account
are.
you're so brave.
So brave, Dorley.
Cool. You guys take the supplies back to Mobandy, to his little medical hut. You give him the stuff, and he is very thankful. He thanks you guys profusely. Hey, thanks for finding all this stuff for. Yeah, that heartstring moss. That's exactly what we need. I'll tell you what.
Mhm.
He's gonna kind of knock you on the chest with his knuckles. Like, I'll tell you what. This stuff will fix that trinket right up. No problem. I just need just need to make a little bit of a potion here, a little bit of a remedy.
May want to put up some sort of security for the gators.
Oh, is that who took all the stuff? Was the gators?
Yeah.
Oh my
The
goodness!
alligators.
Yeah.
You know, them
Good
vermin are
idea.
always coming up here trying to mess with me and take my stuff. I should have known it was them from the beginning. All right,
Dorley
yeah.
can explain that to you. How they found it.
They are
Sorry.
little tricksters.
I know. You know, this place is full of them kind of things, tricksters of all sorts, whether they be the alligators or even the spirits themselves. Ugh. Anyway, Dora, why don't you help me fix up this remedy? You should remember some of the things I tried to teach you when you was living here still.
Don't forget nothing. So I'll be good to go.
Didn't you forget 2 years?
I would like to say when Doralee says, "Don't forget nothing," a narration pops up on screen that just says, "This is patently untrue."
This is
I got the memory. I got the memory of an elephant weasel.
That's a mental image I didn't need today.
Is it a weasel-like elephant or an elephant-sized weasel?
Take your pick.
No. It is the front half and back half of an elephant connected by a giant weasel body.
Mm.
Oh, nope. I hate that.
Is it the
Nope, I hate that.
You guys are so welcome for my contribution to the Avatar universe.
I love it.
Also, I would like to say, like, I want to pull up the Doralee Wikipedia, like every time she says she's got this kind of memory, because I want to see like what her entries on us all are. Does she technically remember our names?
I don't
Does
think
she actually?
Am I just
Like-
tea guy to you?
it's like there's Tea
No
Guy,
one-
there's Fire Dude, there's my best friend, there's, and then there's Older Guy.
I also would like to note that everyone refers to Li Shen by his full name at all times, and still Doralee doesn't quite have it there.
All right. Great. I'm going to sort of speed past this a little bit. He thanks you guys for the supplies. Dora, you watch him sort of make this this potion for Trinket. I'm going to give you like I want to give you like sort of like a skill. I'm not sure how to do it yet, but or like a thing of like if you came across some of these things or things similar to them, you could also perhaps make potions for the group.
Ooh.
Or rely on
That's
your
kind
skills
of
and training.
Yes, rely on your skills and training.
Yeah. And trained to make medicine or
Yeah,
potions.
potions,
Healing juice.
healing,
No,
healing
no,
juice.
do not call it that. No,
Oh no! What
Um,
did we call it last time? That we kept on. It's like the
Oh,
the
yeah.
Bayou. Oh, my
Bayou
God,
bombs.
we called-
I'm giving you the perk of Bayou bombs. You know how to make Bayou bombs. So if anyone in the group gets sick, you will be able to forage and find the things to make those. Relying on your skills and training to do so.
Fire bombs.
Bayou bombs. All right, we're gonna kind of like fast forward a little bit. So we're gonna head towards the tree, the giant swamp tree, known as the Tree of Time. Actually, the Banyan Grove tree. It's not the Tree of Time. It's actually the opposite side of the Tree of Time because the Tree of Time is in the spirit world.
yeah, and then we can meet the Deku tree.
Yes. So this is the Banyan Grove tree. It is a huge, I'm talking massive tree. It is the top of it sort of umbrellas a huge section of the swamp. You can't even see the sky when you're standing underneath it. And it seems like it's just a bunch of vines or thick roots that have just sort of like all spun together into this one giant tree. So there's a little sort of like pond area by these roots that is supposedly has very good healing properties. And you guys are able to get Trinket into the pond, into the water, and the two healers, Dolly Joe and Billy Joe, they start sort of waving their hands around, and they start water bending the water around the in the pond, and it sort of does this sort of double helix DNA sort of spiral thing. and
Very
it surrounds.
fancy like.
Yes, very fancy, like as it surrounds Trinket.
This is where the budget for most of our season went.
They have Mobandi has the potion. He offers it to you, Chime, if you're willing, if you want to take it and actually give it to the Bayou Bomb, if you want to actually give it to Trinket in order for her to drink it.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I'm sure she's gonna hate the taste of this. Medicine is okay. That's how you know it's working.
It needs fire flakes.
What?
All right.
All
right, now,
Holy
as they're-
It is hitting Masaru on the back, like, just cough it up, buddy. It's okay.
So Mobandi's gonna go up to you, Chime, and all right. So what you want to do is you're gonna take this and you're gonna give it to her, but make sure that she doesn't just gulp it up all at once. All right. You got to have her take it very slow, like, okay. If she takes it too fast, it might not have time to get through all the way, and it might mess it up. I think. I don't know. I haven't tried it on an animal this big before. But it should work.
How big is whatever container he's handing me?
It's I would say it's like maybe like a large wine jug.
Moonshine jug.
Yeah.
Shining.
A nice shining size.
Big old jug.
Okay, so something that's large enough that I can, in fact, give multiple small doses. Because if it was small enough, it's like just gonna eat the whole thing in one go.
Yeah, I know. No, it's not. It's not like a tiny sort of thing. I think he made a lot of it for Trinket. He made like a Trinket-sized amount, I would say.
Okay, then I will begin dosing Trinket.
So instead of a cup, he made a gallon.
I mean, yeah. Look how
We're
much
just-
bigger
you know-
Trinket is than all of us.
We're spitballing with horse tranquilizers. Nothing can go wrong with this.
That's why we give a little at a time.
Yeah, we just siphon it in and eventually we'll get it right. That's how medicine works, right? In the
Yeah.
swamp? That's how
I mean,
it
it's
works.
healing. You can't get too much healing in somebody.
You gotta pace yourself, but also take care of it.
You just healing till you die.
feelings.
Remember, guys, I'm the healer for your group, technically.
Yeah,
Isn't that
no,
great?
the like I'm pretty sure as we were doing like a quick flashback to us walking up to this tree, Dora Lee talking for like about how great that she is and how she can make these bayou bombs, how she can heal someone get sick, and like just eyes locked with everybody, Chime, Masaru, Chamu, and Li Shen, just getting like that silent understanding of we will never get sick. We will never get sick. We will never get hurt. We will never get sick.
We're gonna have to put you down.
See why y'all don't have no trust in me. I know what I'm doing.
Did you see that potion? That looked a lot like that big gulper or great gulper. Oh boy. Imagine having to take that.
All right. So as Chime is sort of slowly administering the potion, the Bayou Bomb, to Trinket, the two healers are doing their water bending, and as the helix kind of like comes up around Trinket, it starts to glow a very, very bright sort of sunlight yellow compared to the water's normal blue. And they say that this should take a little while based on they're not sure how long it should take. Again, this is Trinket, it's a larger animal, so it's going to take them a few minutes to like actually make sure that Trinket is healed all the way. But as this sort of healing thing is going on, suddenly the lights of the waters around the tree, like I said, start to glow, and there's a little bit of rumbling, in the swamp as this is happening. And there's Chime, I'm sure you're probably attuned to this, and maybe if anyone else is like more spiritually attuned, they might be able to tell that you see spirits kind of like emerging from all over the place, through the roots, from the trees, just spirits of like all kind of sort of different shapes and sizes are suddenly like sort of swarming around the area. They're not they seem to be peaceful for sure. They don't look like they're corrupted in any way, I should say. So does anyone have any sort of reaction to the spirits as they're sort of coming out?
Chime is a little bit busy at the moment, but we'll do our best to give a nod of acknowledgement, assuming that they're, just here because they're curious.
I think Dorley would give a big wide-eyed hooey, and just be like, like she's staring, and she's focused on that.
All right. Does anyone try to interact with any of the spirits?
You mean the spirits I can't see?
No, they've sort of like shown themselves because like
Okay.
the attunement has kind of like
Allowed them to have,
allowed them to sort of like be seen by the people.
Yeah, as long as they're not messing with us, Masaru's not messing with them.
Yeah. So Li Shen is going to move away from the group enough that if things happen, and it's basically the if things go bad, I want to have room to move my sword without endangering Trinket, Chime, or anyone who's doing the. But he will full on like move away. He will turn to the spirits and give a very like respectful bow.
I think Chamu would also give a respectful bow of sorts.
All right, cool.
I want to be like Dorley would try to touch one, but I don't want to do that.
Why not?
I feel like she would just like reach her hand out and be like, "Woo!"
Do it. We got an expendable man. If the GM
You know
were
what?
gonna take
Yeah,
a
she's gonna
character,
reach her
do
hand out and try to like touch a tendril or something like that because she's a She is very brave.
Yeah, very brave. Impulse control 0.
I do like how I think the captions do say CLUEL and that's crossed out. Very brave.
Very brave.
You reach out to one of the spirits and it sort of like looks at you and like tilts its head a little bit and kind of goes up to you and it's like it almost like it like sniffs you or something. You know what I mean? It like sniffs your hand. It's just to
She's
check
not
you
gonna
out.
sniff her armpit. She's not stinky. She's like,
And then it's gonna kind of like whirl around you and make a little like kind of like burnt like a brr sort of sound. You know what I mean?
oh, I know that sound.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. And it's just gonna kind of like playfully sort of like bounce away. I mean, like I said, these spirits are just spirits of the swamp. They're because there's like spiritual activity happening here. They've just sort of come to chill and hang out.
Someone turned on the porch light and the moths are coming to
Exactly. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what's happening. As this sort of ritual goes further, you actually hear some like it's not earth shaking, but they are sort of very like it seems like large footsteps coming towards you guys. And suddenly through the swarms of vines and trees and things, a large, very large creature sort of emerges. The way that the swamp is sort of a amalgamation of twisting vines and roots, this creature is similar in that sense. However, it's more human looking, I suppose. It definitely has like a defined like body shape, as well as like arms, and its eyes are glowing this really the same glow that is coming from the pools of water around the tree. And so it's you guys are definitely doing a little bit of spiritual I wouldn't say tampering is the right word, but there is a lot of spiritual energy happening here, and it has brought the attention of this tree spirit. Would anyone like to see if they know anything about this tree spirit?
Yes.
Sure.
Sure.
Do I know anything about the tree spirit?
Is
Would
this
that be
I feel
rely on
like-
your skills and training, I assume?
Yeah, we'll say it's a rely on your skills and training.
Okay.
Nope.
Oh, I'm so close. I got a 9.
I got a
got
2.
I am. I'm going to mark a fatigue to give Sister Chime a +1.
Yeah, give me that 10.
All right.
The other two
Only
have never
the-
heard of a spirit before.
Does not know anything. Shamu does not know anything. Chime, you know about this spirit, or you've heard of it, at least in your studies. This spirit is known as Lianmu. They pretty much embody the heart and soul of the swamp. They're very large. They're in a massive amalgamation of wood and vines and bioluminescent moss. It's sort of just it like kind of like almost seems like it floats as it like kind of like wanders around. And it's basically the spirit of like this area and more so the tree.
Okay. Is there anything known about its temperament?
At the moment it seems pretty calm. It kind of wanders up to you and Trinket as it's being healed by Dolly and Bailey, and they sort of call out, don't worry about it. It's just checking you out. We're doing a lot of spiritual stuff here, so it's wondering what's going on, just making sure everything's okay.
All right. So Chime will just keep occasionally feeding Trinket the drug then, and hope
Sure.
this goes well.
Yeah.
Knowing what we do, that spirits have been targeted, and with our pilot episode where the spirit of the temple back there went wild, is there a way we can check out to see if there's any undue influence on this spirit?
Undue influence. Let's see. Can I make you roll for that? Sure. How about you want to do an assess the situation?
Sure. That's a full hit. That's an 11.
Nice.
Awesome.
I don't know what this spirit is, but I know how to fight him if I need to.
Do you want to ask any of the fun
Wait.
questions?
I get to ask 2 questions. So one will be, what should I be on the lookout for?
Okay.
And the other will be, who or what is in greatest danger? That's
Um,
where Li Shen is coming from.
Yes. I will say the answer to who or what is in the biggest danger, I would say at the moment, no one is really in much immediate danger. I will say who or what is. Your other question was what should be on the lookout for?
Yes.
Sure. You sort of notice since you sort of stepped away from the group, in a sense, you sort of notice out of the corner of your eye some shifting, shifting leaves, movement maybe out of the corner of your eye that you're not sure what that would be. Could be a spirit. It could be something else.
That's just basically from farther into the swamp.
Yeah, sort of like it seems like it's kind of on the opposite end of where you guys are at.
I will basically just like I will circle the circle the situation until I am between that noise and everyone else peeling behind me, and I will just call out, "You may have company."
All right. As you guys are sitting there, the spirit is going to reach out its hand, or it's one of its really long sort of arm things that resembles a hand. There's like moss coming off of it and glowing spores, and it sort of reaches down towards Trinket and gives Trinket a very gentle tap. And Trinket sort of like glows a little bit. And anywhere that you saw where she was sort of injured, it almost seems like it just like kind of vanishes and goes away. And it seems to have sort of sped up the sort of healing process. So Trinket has been fully healed by this tree spirit, and you guys have sort of completed this section of the journey. However, as Li Shen sort of like drifts away from the group a little bit, out of the crevices of the vines and trees, so out of like almost a smoke bomb appears. And as the smoke subsides, you guys see quite a few people that are definitely not from the swamp. They are adorned in sort of red and purple garments with sort of hoods, and they have a very interesting sort of like one eye emblem on their headbands, and one of them sort of steps forward and proudly sort of announces to the group, well, what, look at this. We've been tracking this spirit here for a few days, and it looks like you've just led it right to us. How serendipitous.
Can I
Anybody
interrupt the
have any
bad guy by shooting
questions?
fire at him?
Ooh, okay, yeah, sure. Go ahead, shoot a little fireball if you want.
I
Li
mean,
Shen opens his mouth to like accept it, like give them a chance to surrender before things get thing, and then just.
I'm basically gonna say, let's just move this straight into combat.
I did, yes.
Masaru's like, nah, bruh. This spirit helped us out. No.
I will say we are at sort of like the halfway point. So do we want to maybe take a break now and come back to combat in a few minutes? I'm not sure if Teslin is at the computer currently.
I do, however, want to, because I'm shooting a fireball before everything has started. Let's see. I think I have a move for this. I have been lagging, and I realized it's because for some reason Roll20 is being difficult.
Roll20 takes a lot of
Resource.
bandwidth. I
Yeah.
feel
It
like
really does. That it's literally the reason I got a new computer.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll to intimidate. Intimidate. I got a 5.
Failure. You miss wildly.
yeah, you shoot a fireball at the sort of group of enemies, and they very quickly sort of just dodge out of the way. Roll with the bash. On a hit, they choose. On a 10, first pick. You pick one. They can.
I was looking to see what I was rolling with. To be fair, other people could help me if they wanted to.
Well, I also have the ability that if I'm intimidating someone to protect the vulnerable or the weak, which we have, civilians behind us, I roll with harmony, which is my big stat.
Yeah, no, well, the help action basically has you spend a fatigue to give me a +1. So
That's-
2 people could help me, and we could push it into a 7.
I'll toss up one.
The only other people who could potentially help would be either Chamu or Dorlee.
I can help.
How exactly are you helping Masaru with this fireball?
I have no
with
idea.
Specifically, they're helping with the intimidate.
Yeah.
Okay. How exactly are you
Intimidate.
helping Masaru with this intimidation?
So Li Shen is full on dropping into the stance, getting the steely-eyed of "you may have heard of me, you will go no farther" kind of situation. Being backlit by the fireball that's going over everyone's head.
And I mean, Masaru just firebended at them. There's nothing stopping a waterbender from going like all octopus form. It's like, look, I'm ready to fight.
Make yourself big.
Could I make a dirt golem like RoboSuit style?
Okay,
Wow.
based on where we're going to go with this,
know.
Since you did get a hit with the help, I will say that they're going to attack you, but they're going to be off balance when they do that. So I'm going to have to mark a condition on them.
Excellent. I'm down for that. That's a good way for us to start.
So they'll start with a condition. I'll figure out what that is as we take a break.
Woo!
So thanks for watching. Make sure you hang out while we're on break, and we'll be back very shortly.
And if you've enjoyed this, give us a follow.
You can also
Yes.
join our Discord.
Follow, join the Discord, do all of the fun things that you do when you watch other streamers. If you have Amazon Prime and you want to use a Prime sub on us, that would be super cool.
If you're watching this on YouTube in the future, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel.
Write a comment.
Buy a lizard.
Buy a lizard.
Buy a lizard.
If you know something about Doralee's past that you want added into the story, leave us a nice little comment.
If you have any artistic talent and want to draw an elephant weasel to terrorize us with,
yes,
do so.
please do that. Please do any of those things. Yeah.
It's performance.
All right, welcome back to the Avatar Tuesday stream here on Shadows of Nox. If you were not here before and you're here now, the healing for Trinket has been completed, it seems, thanks to the giant spirit of the swamp.
They're a good.
Yeah, they're good. And however, the Shadow Cabal has appeared.
Bad and
They're a bad one.
They're varmints.
They are varmints. They're here to you're not sure, but it probably has something to do with the spirit that you guys inadvertently sort of led to this location.
Quick question:
Yes.
Is Lyra with us here, or is she back at base, or back in the town? Lyra, forgot her name.
Her name is Lyra. I would assume she came with you guys,
Okay.
unless you told her to stay in the town. Do you want to? I mean, I'm assuming she came with you. I'm gonna have her come with you guys.
Just wanted to know.
Yep.
If we have that wrinkle to worry about as well.
You might. Yes. Yeah. So basically, there's sort of a straggling of sort of underling cabal acolytes, as you could say. Basically just the goons.
Goons.
The goons the goons of the squad. And there's one clearly obvious leader here with them. Their robes seem a little more fancy than the other ones. The other ones are a little more basic. This person's is a little more I wouldn't say regal, but you can tell that they're definitely a little more important. And basically we left off with you guys trying to intimidate them, which you did succeed slightly thanks to some help from Dora and Li Shen. I decided to give the condition of overconfident to at least the leader of this group. And yeah, we're going to sort of try our hand at combat once more. Before we get into combat, does anybody have any sort of... Does anyone want to antagonize the people? Actually, you know what? Instead, since we kind of talked about this, the leader of this sort of group of Cabalians is going to look at the crowd and notice Lyra is with you and is going to sort of point her out and say, well, looks like you got rid of those pirates that captured you. Interesting that you're here, isn't it?
Mm.
You know, there's always time for you to come back with us if you see fit. And as he sort of acknowledges Lyra's presence, the other sort of village members that came with you, all kind of like look at each other and then look at you. And Eugene is there and he looks at you, Dora, and basically screams out, she's with you? She's with them? Y'all brought her here?
Eugene, I saved your life. Don't make me regret this.
Listen, she's not part of them. She's like part of us, I guess. Or like we were helping her. We've all been in situations that we ain't proud of.
Speaking of being proud, now's always a good time to leave or join us.
Yeah, Lyra is gonna kind of like look at Eugene and look at the leader of this group and is basically just gonna yell out, they left me to die on that ship. I don't have any... If I had any sort of loyalty to you, it's gone, she says. And then the leader is going to kind of look at her and, well, that's unfortunate. I figure the pirates might not be able to get anything out of you, but now that you're free, you have the ability to perhaps ruin our plans. So, if need be, we will take you back by force.
Li Shen just draws his sword, stares them down, and says, "Drop your weapons, hands behind your back, and wait for us to tie you up."
All right. I mean, I'm assuming with the fireball, we are going
Yeah.
into full combat. So,
Fire.
it's not the time to make threats, especially one of your age. If you want to stop us, you can stop us with your fists. And with that, we will go into combat. So I am going to make some rolls here to see what these people are going to end up doing. And then you guys can decide which one of you, what sort of role you're going to play for this, whether it's attacking and defending, defend and maneuvering, advancing and attacking, or evading and observing. Okay.
Eye patch.
All right.
Now, I do have a question because this is kind of important here. What are we looking at enemies wise?
Okay, so I have 4 enemies technically here. So I have the main antagonist of this group. Their name is Li Shen. They're just like a general of sorts, I would say. So they have a few attacks that they can use, and then there's like 3 groups of, I'll call that like the acolytes. So there's like, I kind of did this for the pirates too. There's sort of like 3 separate chunks of them that are going to be kind of attacking as a group. In total, there's 4 enemies in general, but like there's more people than that, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Because the group of enemies only have a collective amount of fatigue. So if you dispatch one of them, you dispatch that sort of like group. Do you know what I'm saying?
Squad.
Yeah. All right.
Their
Have you guys
collective
decided what you want to
hit
do?
points.
Well, we kind of have to pair up in order to figure out stances and stuff. So I figure Li Shen's the one who's closest to the big bad.
Yeah. Plus, I have an
Um,
ability to get super close, which I'm going to do.
All right, so is Li Shen
Okay, yeah, let's
calling
just
the main guy?
Yeah.
let's just go through this then.
I'm attacking
Oli,
main guy.
Right, then that
you
means
are
the rest
attacking.
of us-
Yeah.
well, the reason I'm asking is because one of the things we have to do is we have to figure out who we're fighting. Because, essentially that's who our moves affect during combat.
Yes.
And there's really no like 2 against 1.
You're also not allowed to just leave a group unattended
Yeah.
unless they do something unconscionable. All right, so that means the other three of us, if we're letting Polly, the other is a Bob. At least three of us need to go after the acolytes then, as there are three groups of them, based on what you said.
Right. So
Would it be easier if I had another group of them?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
We just have to know who we're engaged with, for how combat works in this system, and no one can be completely ignored.
Okay.
yeah.
Multiple people can be engaged with one group, but there can't be a group that isn't engaged at all in the way the system works.
Okay, sounds good. So Poe, who do you want? You want to attack the
I'm gonna
main
attack Kijan.
bad, right?
Yeah.
Kijan. Attack key.
All right. So
Dora, what do
he's
you wanna
engaged
do?
with-
Lottie,
Yeah.
what do you want to do?
Sorry, it like cut out for a second. I didn't hear anything. I want to try to like strike someone to
Right.
knock them off their feet.
So
Okay.
you're going to engage with one of the acolyte groups.
Yes, that's what I want to do.
Okay, you're gonna attack. Let's just say you attack group number 1.
Perfect. I'm gonna hit strike.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Masaru,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Masaru is on the attack, so I will take group number 2.
Attack 2. Chime?
I'll engage with whatever acolyte group is closest to Trinket, and I'm taking evade and observe.
All right. Since there are 3 groups, I'm going to say you take 3, and then I'll have you take 2 with Masaru, and then Chamu, do you want to take the third group? How do you want to go against them?
I'm planning on doing some hindering with evade and observe.
Evade and observe. Okay.
Yeah, I'm using defend and maneuver, by the way, as my stance.
You're using defend? Okay.
Yeah.
My stance is advance and attack.
Yeah.
So
All right,
it sounds like Li Shen's going after the main guy. One group of the acolytes is having 2 of us engaged with him, and there's 1 for each of the others. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. So Poli is going after Kijen, the main person. Dora's going after group of goons number 1. Masaru and Chime, you guys are both going against group of goons number 2. And Chamu is going against group number 3 at the moment. Okay, so Ho, you go after Kijen. They chose evade and attack, or I'm sorry, evade and observe. So you have to do your attack, I believe, comes next, right?
Yeah, we go through
Okay.
the stages one by one. Defend and maneuvers get to go first.
Defend and maneuvers. So that the only person who does that is Masaru.
Excellent.
So he makes his defend and maneuver roll to see what moves he gets to actually try and is roll with focus.
I used to think we would be able to click defend and maneuver. There it goes.
You somehow got a 0.
Mhm.
That can't be right. Because based on you rolled a 10 based on the
Yeah.
dice in here, and then I believe focus
Actually,
is one of
you
your
rolled a
good ones.
12 based on the
Focus is my good one.
Yeah, so you should have gotten a 12.
Weird.
I don't.
They updated the character sheets, so I'm wondering if maybe there's just a problem with the
I think it might be because it looks like it's got a plus sign twice there in the math when I look at it.
There's a
Yeah,
there's a
it does.
non
Yeah, so I think it's being screwy. You got a 12. You got a hit.
Yeah.
yay.
You want
A
to?
really good hit.
Would you mind just rolling with focus, just so that like it's more
In the future.
Yeah.
So it'll hopefully do it right.
Yeah, well,
All right.
we had no way of knowing it was going to screw up.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Which I believe when you do that, you get to you can use
I actually got a 10 because I have the impaired status, which is still a full hit, but still.
Yeah, you're still good.
All right.
Um,
What is your move?
with a 10, I get to choose. Was it 1, right?
That's what I'm trying to look up right now. I know you have the option to use a learned move and make it practiced. Here we go.
On a 7 and 9,
on
you
a 7 and 9, use one basic or master technique. On a 10 plus, choose one from the list instead. You can mark one fatigue to use a learned technique, use one practice technique, or use 2 different basics or master techniques.
Excellent. I'm going to use 2 master techniques
All right.
because I have 2 master defend and observe or defend and maneuver techniques. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my playbook move, Steady Stance, which can I link it?
Assuming a strong, steady stance, any foes engaged with you who choose to advance an attack, this exchange must mark 1 fatigue. Negate the first condition or negative status inflicted on you in this exchange. If no conditions or negative statuses were inflicted on you, this exchange become empowered for the next exchange.
Right, and then I'm going to take the one that he got from his master called Suck It Up, which is focus and absorb a blow, readying yourself to act immediately after. For each attack that inflicts fatigue, conditions, or balance shifts on you, the exchange, choose 1 additional technique next exchange, even if you roll a miss on the stance move.
All right. I will say that Goon Group number 2 are attacking. So because you are ready for them, they are going to attempt to strike you, which would force you to mark 2 fatigue, but I think you get...
They have to mark 1 just to be able to attack me because of Steady Stance.
Okay, great.
All right, so we're moving to the advance and attack section.
We are. I figured it'd be easy to just deal with them first because they're the ones that are engaged in that with him in the moment.
Mhm.
All right, so I will mark 1 fatigue because of your move.
Since they are forcing me to mark fatigue, Steady Stance does not let me ignore fatigue. It only allows me to negate conditions and negative statuses. So I will mark 2 fatigue.
Okay.
However, I do get the benefit of Suck It Up next round.
True. All right. So the other attackers, let's start at the top here. We're gonna start with Poe. Poe, how are you attacking Kijen?
So I think I gotta roll first, right? So
Yep,
advanced
you
attack
roll
is
your-
rolled with what?
Passion.
Oh, screw. Yeah, I missed. So I can still do a basic, right?
Yes.
Negative.
No.
On a miss, you stumble, but you can shift your balance away from center to use 1 basic technique. So if you want to shift your balance, you can get a basic technique out.
Oh my god, away from center.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you're already not on your center, you move further away. If you're on your center, you pick which direction you go.
And it's when I get to the last rank, I'm good, or when does that
Yeah,
fall
you
off
can-
where I'm out?
It's when you tip over the edge.
Yeah, if you
Okay.
get forced to move past the track, that you
Okay.
go off balance.
Sure, I'll take that. We'll get some humility eventually for me because I'm at the max of experience, and if I get one more, I'm off the track.
Right. So, well, that's just your
so-
temporary, not your center being moved.
Yeah.
So that can
What
happen if you get knocked
is
off. You can either, with advanced attack, either strike, pressure, or smash, which are the basic techniques.
what is the difference between strike and smash? So remember,
Smash.
pressure
is-
means I can't use one next time. But
Right.
All right.
Strike a
Strike.
foe in reach, forcing them to
Go
mark
ahead.
2 fatigue, mark a condition, or shift their balance away from center. It's their choice. Mark 1 fatigue to instead choose to hammer them with your blows, forcing them to mark 2 fatigue. Or strike where they are weak, inflicting a condition.
and then what?
Yep.
Smash.
Mark 1 fatigue to destroy or destabilize something in the environment, possibly inflicting or overcoming a fictionally appropriate positive or negative status.
Gotcha. So I will strike and I will mark 1 fatigue to make them mark 2.
Okay. Sounds good. Let me just mark that real quick. 2 fatigue. Okay. All right. Who else's attack here? Dora, you are attack,
I am.
and you're attacking group number 1.
Yes.
All right. What are you doing?
Let me roll.
Yeah, roll with passion, please.
Well, full hit.
Ah, yeah.
All right. You get a 10, which means you can choose from one of this list, mark 1 fatigue to use a learn technique, use 1 practice technique, use 2 different basic or mastered techniques.
Well, I want to use crushing grip of the seas.
She's been trying to
Whoa.
use that for a while.
I
Do
really
you want to
wanna
read
use-
that one for us real quick?
I do. Throw a tendril of water that wraps around a foe's limb and holds it in place. And I'm gonna I want to use it to kind of like trip them, so I'd like hold it in place, but like yoink it from underneath them. That's my idea. Mark 1 fatigue and inflict impaired on a foe. Mark an additional 2 fatigue to inflict trapped on that foe, and with a second tendril, if the foe is already impaired, you only need to pay 2 fatigue for trapped.
So yeah. How much fatigue are you spending there?
Um.
Remember,
oh,
you guys only have 6 or 5 fatigue. So
Mm-hmm.
you know what? I'm gonna go 2 because I think she's gutsy and she doesn't think about consequences.
So it's either 1 or 3, I thought.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
3?
1 or 3. Yeah, because it's 1 to
use
do
3
it,
then.
and then 2 to get another 2 to get
Do
the.
3.
Yep.
3.
Yeah.
But trapped is
You just
mean.
lock down an entire squad of people just saying no.
Yeah. She
Yeah,
wanted to
because
knock him down.
trapped, you're completely helpless. You must mark a combination of 3 conditions or fatigue to escape.
Okay. In that case, it doesn't even matter what goon group number 1 does because they only have 3 fatigue. So
Well, it's a combination. They can do some fatigue and some conditions, though I don't imagine they have a ton of conditions either.
Now,
they do not.
I
Let
want
me
to say
look.
something, and
Yes.
Lottie, you can force contradict me. Every time you tried to use Crushing Grips of the Sea, has Doralee shouted out Crushing Grips of the Sea?
She
Like an
definitely
anime
probably,
attack?
Like she says it like she's like in an anime, like she's in Naruto. Like
So for those playing along at home, for multiple sessions, we've heard Doralee scream this and nothing has happened. Time and time again.
she's trying.
So there's
much
that
hard.
moment. There's that moment where all of us kind of sigh internally as she
Ooh.
screams that. And then the swamp comes up and completely washes away an entire group.
Now, here's the trick, though. Lottie, is that a mastered technique or a practice technique?
Crushing Grip of the Seas is a learned technique according to her sheet.
Okay, then she needed to use she needed to mark a fatigue to use it to begin with.
Cool.
But
Great.
that turns it into a practice technique after this.
Great. Perfect. It's getting better.
Okay, just so you know, you're at 4 fatigue.
That was a very
Yeah,
squeaky
no, it
turn.
wasn't a great idea. It wasn't a great idea, but we know who
That's true.
Doralee is. Okay,
What's the thing that makes the fatigue come back during battle?
Evade and observe. You get to remove
Evade
one
and
fatigue
okay.
when you
Or
evade and
or
observe.
the empowered status.
Oh yeah, or the empowered status.
Listen, I'm playing the character,
That one's hard to get though.
and
Not for me.
she would be an idiot like this at this time.
It's
No,
fine.
look.
Fine.
She's
Look,
also
look,
just very excited. that-
Doralee needs to rub this in Eugene's face.
It's true. I have to show off. I haven't been able
yeah.
to use my crushing grip of the seas. I need to do this.
She's
This is
defending her
for me.
home, which is why it finally worked.
Yes, this is my home.
Absolutely.
This is home swamp.
This is a
water,
story
and it works
moment.
finally.
Amazing.
I'm
Alright.
very proud of Doralee. She's
She
trying
did
her
it.
best. She did the thing.
Success even.
You did. You
Success.
yeah, you you sort of took your tendrils and wrapped them around these groups of enemies and just kind of like brought them down to the roots and just like knocked them all out in one go. So
That's what you get for messing around in the swamp.
Well,
So,
since
all
I'm
right,
not
we
getting
have-
a negative status or condition, I'm going to go ahead and mark empowered for myself for next turn.
There's still time for things to get screwy.
there
I don't
is
have any enemies engaged with me in this particular round
No,
anymore,
no,
though.
she was engaged
yes,
with a
no, you
different
do,
one.
you do, you still
All right.
It's
Yeah.
it's you and me, Sister Chime,
Oh,
who
right.
are two. She took care
Yes.
of a totally different group of people.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of which, Groon Group number 2 is going to attack.
Didn't they already attack?
They already did that.
Yep, they attacked at the top of the round because
You're right. Because
Right.
we did them
Masaru
first 'cause it was
defended.
easier.
You are correct. I'm sorry. All right. Who's next in attack? No
we got
one.
Keyshawn, and we got Goon Group number 3. GG3 is still up. What about?
All right.
Yeah.
Goon Group number 3 is evading. So anyone involved with Goon Group number 3, which is
Shamu, I believe.
Shamu,
yeah.
who is also evading.
Mm-hmm.
Is
So
anybody
I'll have
else
you-
doing? Is anybody else doing advance and attack? We need to finish those first.
They're done. It was Li Shen, Dora, and then the 2 goons. One of them which can't attack anymore because Doralee got rid of them. So it was just
Dealt with them.
goons number 2, Li
Alright.
Shen, and Dora. So they're
So we
attack and
move
defense,
into-
attack and advance and attack is over. So now it's evade and observe. Which I guess I'll start with Kijin actually, since she's in the most. Since we had Poe start that one out. So I'm going to have them. Test balance. I'm going to have them mark a fatigue. See these. If an NPC evades, do they just like move away from the attack that's happening to them?
No, they do moves just like
They do
everything
moves
They
just
have
like everybody,
they have
right?
their own moves.
Yeah, they function basically identically to PCs, with the exception that there are like a list of like NPC specific moves that they also get access to.
That's interesting. That's great. Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to say that she's going to basically she's going to do the test balance move on Poli to see if she can sort of knock him off of his balance track. And since I know that his balance track,
Well, it's not whether you know, it's whether the character knows. Does that NPC know his principles?
true. Mark 1 fatigue to challenge and engage a foe's balance. Ask what the principle is. They must answer honestly. You already know the principle. Shift their balance away from center by questioning or challenging their beliefs or perspectives. I am going to mark 1 fatigue on their behalf to to find out that Poli's
Having a bit of a
is
rough
your
time.
sheet.
I
There
don't
it
know.
is
looking
towards
at it.
experience. Okay, to know that experience is on your track is what I need to know. And basically, as you attack, her, she sort of like is evading some of your swipes, and at the same time is saying all of this experience that you have, yet you're unable to hit me with one of your strikes. How interesting. And then who next is evade? Goons number 3.
Does that do anything?
I don't think it does because
Basically that character learned your principles, and if they do it again, they can start
they'll push
knocking
me.
your.
Okay.
They like
That makes sense.
Yeah, first they got to know what your principle is, then they can start being a dick about it.
Gotcha.
So you need to kill them by next turn.
The problem is I'm at 3 out of 5 fatigue right now. I'm having a rough time.
You're not the only one, okay?
I don't know. I feel great.
I feel fine. It's weird. It's
I
almost
also would like to flashback everyone to the fact that when everyone was having their like great heart-building, team-building moment in the fog on the way to the swamp, Li Shen was in the back, like getting harassed by Avatar Karuk nonstop for like 6 hours. Like
Hey,
he started.
Hold on. I spent that whole time creating a safe zone that you chose not to use. Thank you very much.
Try again. I chose not to use. I was not in it because there was not enough space inside. There's not a I chose to be a grumpy man being harassed by my former enemy. It was definitely a life kind of sucked for Li Shen before this adventure started.
Okay. I'm gonna have Chime go next.
Or the dot. Dude, it's either creativity or harmony, and I'm going to choose harmony for my evade roll. Boop. And I do a bad job.
This is what happens when people take your necklace.
I got it back.
Apparently not spiritually.
Hey, they can't all be crushing grips of the seas.
You know what? I don't need to hear that from you. And I do
Crushing
not want to
grips of the
shift
seas
my
sounds like
balance, so that's me. The things I attempt to do not work.
Okay.
Luckily for me,
You're just more concerned about trinkets.
Yeah, I'm very concerned. It's a bad scene. We just healed Trinket. I don't need him getting screwed up immediately afterwards.
Yeah. It just got touched by the giant nature spirit.
Yep.
Got ET'd.
Okay. Chamu, I'm gonna have you go next.
Alright. I'm gonna use ground shift.
Well, you have to roll your evade and observe.
Yeah, you have to roll your
Creativity
stance.
Creativity or
yeah.
harmony.
So
Whichever one's better.
So that's gonna be bolster and hinder, right? And then
no, you're gonna roll either creativity or harmony first.
Okay. Harmony, because I get a +1. Still miss.
You also miss.
Yes.
We're having a rough time, folks. The swamp has not agreed with us.
Again.
Except for Torali.
Hey, I got a
weirdly enough.
I got a full hit, even with my condition. Thank you very much.
So on a miss, you stumble, but you can shift your balance away from center to use one basic technique. So your options for that are test balance, bolster, hinder, or commit.
If you want to shift.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I
If you want to shift or not.
would that be moving? That's moving the blue track, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
moving the blue
the
track
frame-
away from center. If you're if you're already in center, it's moving it in whatever direction you want. But once you
Okay.
pick a direction, it has to go in that direction.
All right. Well, then I will go ahead and move center. I assume that's towards leadership because it'd be away from center. And I will burn the fatigue to ground shift.
You have to use
And-
one of the basic techniques,
Oh.
which for evade and observe
I
would
guess
be
it's-
test balance, bolster or hinder, or commit.
I wish I could remember what these do. Bolts.
I just put them in the chat there for you.
Yeah, that's why I love these little things. When I kickstarted it, it came with a bunch of cards that
Cards?
have the things on it, and they're super handy. I
that's
have them in
helpful.
front of me so I can
Yeah.
quickly see what I can do.
It is
That's
handy.
awesome. Yeah.
They came with the same cards for masks when I kickstarted it, so I'm not surprised they did it for this.
I mean,
Some of the
they're so
peripherals some of the peripherals that Magpie does with their games are really, really useful.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Some of these are really nice, and then the rest of them are like, eh. Yeah, shift their balance away from Yeah.
So
let's go ahead and let me go ahead and inflict an appropriate status hinder.
Okay. What are you going to do to hinder them? I need like some role play here.
narration, my good man.
I'm going to earth bend the mud into their face.
Okay.
So impaired seems like,
Yeah.
or
I'm going-
stunned. One of those two.
Well, you can only be stunned if you're already impaired.
Ah, so impaired then. He's blocking their eyesight with mud. Mud their eyes. Whoosh.
Mud in the ass.
Pocket sand.
Yeah.
Sha sha sha.
No, you
Pocket
can be
save.
stunned without being impaired.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just what's narratively appropriate.
Yeah, let's go stunned then.
Okay.
Unlike my ground shift, which says they have to be impaired first, and then they can be stunned.
Yeah, but you're not with that one. You're
no.
building upon a thing. It's
Right.
allowing you to use the same one over and over in order to be able to build. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna hinder them. I'm flinging swamp mud into their eyes. Swamp mud.
Nice.
Is that an
because
algae
you
bloom?
because you stunned or impaired them,
Mhm.
they have to mark a fatigue.
Yep.
And they're also evading and observing. So they're going to use one of their techniques, which is attend to commands. And so basically, one of them in the group is like, just hurry, wipe it off before they can attack again. And they clear impaired and become inspired, and will inflict one more fatigue on their attacks next exchange.
Ooh, fun.
Okay,
I've tried.
and then
Okay.
I think that's everybody. So we go into round 2 here.
Yeah.
All right, give me a second
Yep.
to come up with things that they're going to do real fast, and you guys can think about what you want to do.
Well, the exchange has ended, so I can go ahead and mark empowered now. Hooray!
Yep, and Dora Lee's got to pick a new target because she stopped hers.
I did
She
do
got to
that.
she got to
Those
pick a
people
new
had
person.
families.
Listen, nobody messes with the swamp except for me.
Oh yeah, that's not concerning.
Do I do the riskier thing that's better, or hope that I can put the person down before they can mess me up.
I say risk, risk, risk. I'm like the little like devil on your shoulder.
Okay.
Do it. Risk it. Risk it for the biscuits. Excellent.
Masaru, you got yourself an advanced attack technique you'd like to use extra this turn against my target?
Against your target? Absolutely.
Okay.
I am.
If I can make it that far, then yes.
I know what I'm doing this round. Just put it that way.
Because there's a core tenet of technique for the Elder that lets me roll with Harmony and then attack, but it's an evade and observe starter. So I have to basically wait to the end to do it.
I'm skipping the usual rotation that I'm going to do with Masaru every combat, which is start with defend and maneuver, evade and observe, and then advance and attack. I'm skipping the evade and observe step this time.
Yeah. It's gonna do a number on my fatigue, but it should let me do some fun stuff.
You'll be fine
If I
unless
can
you're
make it.
not.
Yeah, it's basically it depends on if the test balance evade and observe goes before or after me doing that.
I'm going to defend and maneuver.
We need to find out which group Dora Lee is going to be engaging with. Is she helping out with some of the goon squads, or is she going to help out?
Pile
Coalition.
on what's his face?
Well, I have to evade and observe this time.
Right. But who are you engaging with? You have to pick somebody you're fighting.
You can either join up on squad 3 with Chamu, and then I'll have 2 of you guys on each of the goon squads while I'm having my duel in the background, or you can help me out with the duel.
Yeah, because even though you're evading and observing to get some of your fatigue back, you assuming you manage the roll, you'll still be doing moves to somebody.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'll join Li Shen.
Okay.
I feel like we should move away from the goon squads and just call them squads.
Goon.
What are you afraid of? You afraid of gooning?
Yeah, I was very afraid that we were gooning this up, and
you don't know
think
what
we've
it
gooned
takes
all
to
over it.
join the cults, okay? We don't.
I mean,
ask?
they are listed as Cabal acolytes.
Yeah, but
yes,
that's too many words.
that is their name. That is their name. We can call them acolytes if being a goon is a little much.
I prefer calling them goon squads just because it sounds funnier.
All right. Has everyone decided what they want to do?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Polly, what are you doing?
Evade and observe against Kishan.
Okay. Dora, what are you doing?
Teaming up with Li Shen to evade and observe with Kishan.
Master, what are you doing?
I am advancing and attacking against my goon squad.
Which is numero 2.
Chime, what are you doing?
Defend and maneuver against squad 2.
Chamu, what are you doing?
I'm also gonna defend and maneuver against squad 3.
Okay. Sounds good. Defend. Defend goes first.
Mm-hmm.
And our defenders are Chime and Chamu. So, Chime, do you want to go first?
I'll go real quick, if you don't mind. Gonna roll with that focus. Ooh.
Get that focus.
Yeah, full hit.
All right,
a
10.
10 even.
Ooh.
Yeah. So first thing I'll use is a Wall of Perfection. Create a perfect wall of defense around yourself and any allies directly next to you, which at the moment is our Masaru, I believe, as well as Trinket, as I don't believe I've moved too far from them.
No, we're probably like right up on Trinket, defending Trinket.
Yep, and I'll mark my 1 fatigue so that I can block basically any one single attack or any enemy who tries to penetrate the wall. That's a master technique. I get a second one, which I will do. I will do a ready and mark another fatigue to make myself prepared.
All right. Camus, how are you defending and maneuvering? Want to give me that focus roll?
Yeah. Focus. Not today.
Okay.
So I'm going to retaliate.
Gonna move your balance again.
Yeah, I can't. It's all the way at leadership at this point.
Oh, then you in fact cannot do that.
Yeah, if you do that, you will lose your balance, which will
He loses his balance at the end of the move, so he still gets to do the thing,
No,
but it removes him from combat.
You can't willingly go
Oh,
off
right. I
balance.
forgot about that. You
Yeah.
can't
Yeah,
willingly
you
do
can.
that.
Yeah, you can be forced off balance, or as a consequence, but you can't choose to go off balance.
So I guess I can't do my basic technique.
Unfortunately, not if you're already all the way at the end
Alright.
there.
I guess I'm not doing anything.
That's not true.
Okay.
You might be getting punched in the face. That's something.
I wanted to retaliate so that I could protect myself, but gosh darn it.
We take the good with the bad.
Could I burn a fatigue instead?
Mm-mm. It's very specific on what you're allowed to do.
These rules.
How
Alright.
dare they not let me be perfect all
How
the
dare
time?
they be rules?
We're going to move into the attacking phase. There are two people who are attacking. One of them is Kijin. Kijin is going to attack you, Poli. Since she's kind of been engaged in a fight with you, you've hit her a few times. You've kind of nicked her arms a few times with your sword as she's trying to like dodge around you. And she is going to use her pinpoint thrust.
Hey, I have
which
that.
is
She's
her
not allowed to use my own for against me.
which is
So she
going
has to roll for the
she has to mark a fatigue.
Nope, roll passion first to see if she can.
I don't have to roll.
NPCs are
Oh.
special and different.
That
Yes.
sucks.
For us,
I know
yeah.
what's about to happen, and it's a bunch of bad stuff, guys.
I'm one fatigue and inflict 2 fatigue and impaired on you. I am also going to mark another fatigue to move to a new position. However, anyone engaged with me can mark a fatigue to block me from doing this. Which I'm going to
cannot.
right. So I'm going to ask Lottie if you want to do that.
I can't. I have one left. If I do, when I pass out,
No.
Are you full or do you have an empty slot?
I have an empty slot.
You don't pass out until you exceed the full slots.
Okay, then I'm going to do it.
You also don't pass out when you go past fatigue. What it is if you are if something happens that makes you take fatigue and you're already full up, you instead start marking conditions.
Cool. Yeah.
When all of your conditions are marked and you get told to mark another one,
Then you're out of the game.
Happens.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I'll mark that fatigue.
Cool. All right.
No, you're staying here.
Do you want to give me a little bit of like role play as to how you stop them from sort of getting out of the way?
She's going to go, oh, absolutely not. We are not doing that today. And she uses, like, I can use water bending to stop this if I'm using fatigue, right?
Yeah, so basically you stop them from doing this. I'll let you like however you want to say you stopped it. I'll let you do
Okay.
that.
So I'm gonna like use a little bit of mud water to kind of like make a little bit of a like like those like stop things in parking garages, like the little spike walls to make you not go the wrong way.
Sure.
Kind of making that out of mud,
Okay.
but like with a force. And she's like, absolutely not today. Oh, we're playing in the swamp today, baby boy, or whatever.
Baby boy.
Just saying stuff at this point, huh?
I'm just saying stuff. I'm sorry. Oh,
That's right.
Also,
We're gonna
she's
be
female,
playing
but
today,
okay.
baby boy.
she's
I
female,
will. s-
baby
I-
lady.
I will say it's good that you did that, because if you did let them get away, they were going to go towards the spirit and see if maybe they'd try using one of those fancy little tokens you guys found at the other site. So just keep that in mind, that that's probably what they're here to do, which is corrupt the spirit. So
Well, we ain't gonna let that happen. Not today.
Baby boy.
It's just baby boy. Like, I don't know why that's what came out of my mouth. I apologize, but it's there now.
I
Okay.
honestly think that more than like the little berm of like mud water is what caused her to stop her movement and be like, what?
baby
What's
boy.
happening right now?
Maybe she's
Who
just
are you
like,
calling a baby boy, you small swamp dweller?
it made you stop, didn't it? That's all that really matters.
Terrible.
You toad licking, dirt sucking.
Sometimes you just gotta keep people on their toes, but in a bad way.
Masaru, are you attacking?
Yes, I'm going to go ahead and attack now.
Okay.
Anybody could be a baby boy.
If I remember correctly, it's rolling with passion for advance and attack.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Why did it show a 0 again?
Yeah, your stuff's screwy, man.
There's something wrong with my character sheet because I actually rolled with passion.
Yeah.
Okay.
You,
Would
a
you? Okay. How can you see that?
I'm sorry, a 10.
If you hover over the 0,
Yeah, hover over the 0.
It
can
gives
see
you the
that it
rolling
says a double
2d6.
plus.
Yeah, so actually you rolled a 10. Because it's 4. You rolled a 4 and a 5, and you have a plus
Well,
1.
I'm going to mark a fatigue because otherwise I'd have gotten an 8 because I am still impaired.
Oh, right. Because you ate horrible things.
Thanks, Chamu. So that way I have a 10. I still have a full hit.
Get your great gulp now when you come by the swamp.
But you
bite.
said you have an 8.
Well, I would have an 8 if I don't mark a fatigue because of the impaired condition. So I'm marking a
okay.
fatigue to ignore the -2 from the impaired condition.
Gotcha.
Which means I get 2
Basic
mastered
or
advanced.
mastered.
Right. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 more fatigue to hit my goon squad with 4 fatigue lightning bolt.
Woo! All right.
Damn,
They take 4
trying to
fatigue.
kill people.
Yeah, they're
They're-
out of there. They're done. You
They're not-
Literally.
would you like to describe your lightning bolt and how it stops them from being able to continue on in this fight?
Yeah, so like there's the whole like he's fighting multiple guys, like helping Sister Chime fight off these people, keep them from getting to Trinket and the Spirit. Lots of fire, lots of air. He kicks one guy into another guy, which causes a small chain reaction where they hit the ground, where they like land in some swamp water. And he's just like, "Oh, perfect timing!" Ha! Lightning bolt hits the water and just shocks all of them, and they're all like laying on the ground, lightly smoking.
And drowning. Slightly drowning.
They're
Slowly.
So how
They're
much fatigue do you have to mark for that?
I can mark up to 3.
Okay.
For each fatigue I mark, my target must mark 2 fatigue.
So you're marking 4 fatigue for them,
I'm marking 2, which causes them to take
which causes
4.
them to take 4. Gotcha. Okay.
Correct.
Sounds good. All right. I'm just gonna say that they're wiped. They are wiped. So
They're
Goon
tingly.
2 has been taken out.
That's how we do it in the swamp.
I have another advance and attack technique, but I don't have anybody. I'm not engaged with anybody.
True, but you could potentially do like smash to change the environment in some way to maybe get something useful going.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and, since I'm full up on fatigue, I'm going to mark a condition to aid Li Shen. I'm going to mark angry because they threatened Trinket again, and Trinket just got healed, and these are bad guys, and all this other stuff's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that to use smash.
Remember, you are at the site of a spiritual tree, so your
Don't hit
surroundings
that tree.
are not.
Actually, you know what I'd like to do instead? Can I use pressure on what's her name?
Kusan.
Kizan? Yeah, because pressure, what that allows me to do is to impress or intimidate a foe, choose an approach. Your foe cannot choose to use that approach in the next exchange.
Okay.
So basically, once those guys go down, he turns and shoots a fireball to prevent, evade, and observe. So she's basically forced to be up close and personal because she has no space to back up because of the fireball.
All right. Sounds good.
And I don't
Okay,
have to mark a
not
condition to do that one. I'm just gonna.
That is in fact
and
correct.
take that off. Okay. Poe, you are next with evade and observe.
You get to clear
Okay.
fatigue, buddy.
I get to clear one fatigue, and I'm going to take it away immediately. But let's roll that harmony.
Yeah. Or creativity if
that's
you're better at that.
No, harmony is a +3, creativity 0. Everything is in harmony. Harmony is everything.
Harmony.
Okay, so here comes the fun parts. So full hit, it's still a 10 even though I'm impaired. I get 2 master techniques.
Or basic.
Or basic. We'll switch to basic in a bit for stuff. But, so check that to use patience is one of those techniques. You wait until the perfect moment to act. Mark 1 fatigue to gain prepared, which I'm now prepared. What does prepared do?
Prepared either gives you a +1 on a narratively appropriate roll, or you can get rid of it to avoid marking a condition.
That's going to be fantastic, because then what it lets me do is I can mark an additional fatigue or a condition in this case, which I'll burn the prepared for. To I can do an attack and evade, advance and attack mood now, paying the full costs. And if I mark an additional fatigue on patience, another ally of my choice may attack the same foe with an advance and attack move, paying the normal fatigue costs as well.
Nice.
So I am going to then burn that, so I don't take the condition from that. I am then going to take the frustrated condition because she's been harassing me, and I'm going to do the Way of Jasmine, which is pressure but better, because it lets me ignore 2 approaches. So I choose the defend and maneuver approach and the advance and attack approach that she is not allowed to use next round.
She can't do anything. She's under pressure so much. She's just stuck.
So here's the scene.
Okay. Yes.
Please.
As the fireball goes by, there is that moment with like the leaves are flying in the air, they're spraying water, and Li Shen just stops and does like the inhale and the long sigh, and then his eyes snaps open. He locks on to Li Shen, and starts moving into like not the normal fighting katas you would normally do, but those fancy katas that are only done in like the dojos in
The
order to
show
like impress people. And he just goes into like a full twirling with his sword. Like every time she tries to make a step, he's there with the sword, swirling it around him, never once having his eye leave. So that is the whole thing. And as I spin around her, I turn her around to put her back to Masaru, giving Masaru the opening. Now I can do another evade and observe basic move for no fatigue, right?
Yeah, unless it's has you like you can't do test balance because that has you mark fatigue, but you could do the
Okay.
bolster or hinder or commit.
What does commit do?
Recenter yourself amid the fray. Shift your balance toward one of your principles. The next time you live up to that principle, you do not mark fatigue.
And okay, we'll add in the final thing. Oh no, I don't want.
You can
any of
shift
this
yourself
to
towards
happen.
humility. Look at that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is that I think it becomes a
Get away from
Why
the
is it
edge
trying-
move.
I trying to do that. Well, I can't do it apparently because it's not letting me. Like when I click on humility, it's popping up an input value to roll with.
No, you
Yay,
don't
broken
click-
character sheet.
Don't
the
click
little
humility.
blue arrow.
Yeah,
I
the
am.
blue arrow. Oh, there
Oh
you
no,
go.
there we go. It wasn't letting me. Like I was. It apparently need to click anyway. Doesn't matter. So during that is just a montage of failure as he's like revisiting all these katas to kind of go in with the frustrated, and then the reminder, like it ends like every time he goes into one of those katas, it flashes back to a time he was beaten by someone younger and more full of energy with. So it's like
Somebody had
it's
two
the montage of him getting older and like needing to cut back and lose himself as he's going into this. So he moves towards humility, but that does open up Masaru, who can now do an attack and advance an attack technique against them as well.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Masaru, what you gonna do?
You came after my swordsman and used my own technique against me, John. It's not going to happen anymore.
Sorry.
I'm just gonna use strike. That's it. Like,
Well,
because I can't use a lightning bolt again.
okay, I have a question. How are you attacking again?
So
I mean,
part of my patience. Yep. So part of
okay.
my patience technique
patience, okay.
says if you mark another fatigue to allow a companion engage
Okay.
with that same foe. Sorry,
Oh, no,
my
it has to
apologies.
be Dora
Not
Lee.
you, Masaru. That's Dora Lee. Dora Lee gets to have this one.
I can fight.
You can use an advanced and attack technique to against Kijin.
So if you don't want to spend fatigue for anything, you can just do a basic strike and just fuck
Yeah,
it
I'm
up
just
a bit.
gonna do a basic strike. Boink. Ah.
Great.
Okay, I have to mark 2 fatigue then.
Well,
Kijin
it's
does.
mark 2 fatigue, mark a condition, or shift balance away from center. Unless Lottie chooses to mark a fatigue, you actually get a choice.
Yep.
I'm not. I didn't want to mark a fatigue.
Exactly.
No worries. I do not expect you to.
That's exactly what I would have done, by the way, because it
Yeah.
would just been Masaru shooting a fireball.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have them choose take the 2 fatigue.
They're sleepy now.
Yes. Okay.
Yes,
2
they
fatigue.
are. There.
I believe it's
I-
now Dora Lee's evade and observe.
It is my time.
After that brick of a turn.
Absolutely.
I can use creativity correct for this. I
Yes.
can use
Yes.
yeah, that's what I.
By the way, I wasn't even going to use the Way of Jasmine. I was going to use pinpoint thrust to get back at them until Masaru blocked them down. I'm like, oh no, we got to do this.
Full hit.
I got the full
Yeah.
hit.
You get to do all
Could be
sorts
shot.
of
Get to
fun.
do 2 things.
Okay, well, I kind of want to bolster and hinder. That sounds fun.
Okay.
Also, don't forget to get your fatigue back.
I
Yeah.
already fixed it. So
Okay.
I was like, man, I was getting close to the bolster, hinder, and then let me see. No, I didn't mean to do that. I did not mean to. I wanted to do bolster and hinder and then commit. Sorry, I accidentally hit test balance.
It's okay. So commit. What are you? Okay, let's start with bolster or hinder. What are you planning to do to aid or impede a nearby character?
Well, I want to keep impeding this this baby boy.
This baby boy. Okay.
This baby
Cover
boy.
him in
What
swamp
exactly?
goo.
Yeah. What are you
Full
gonna
grown
do
woman, by the way,
to
for those
do
playing at
that?
home.
Yeah. I want to. Yeah, I want to swamp goo her. I honestly think that Dorley is feeling a lot of things about being back at the swamp and like feeling like she's kind of not helped out a lot. And this is her kind of acting as strong as she possibly can to kind of make up for the fact that she wandered off for 2 years. So she's like putting her all into it. So this swamp goo is at her ankles. And I like to imagine that Bao Bao is just chittering, like almost laughing style.
That's mental.
It's very, yeah. He's like on her shoulder, like, yeah.
Also, I heard
No.
I want to goon her, and I was like,
No.
what?
That's
Stop.
on
Why
you
are
at this
like
point, Rezin.
this? Yeah, this is you.
This is not us.
So trash. Please, brain. Please.
Okay. So you're doing this to her to Kijin. Do you think what you are doing is making them feel insecure, guilty, or hopeless?
But no. She's inflicting a status.
Yeah,
Oh,
a status.
So it's either stunned, doomed, impaired, or trapped.
I don't think doomed is appropriate for this one, to
No,
be honest.
probably not doomed.
Probably the best.
Trapped. Yeah.
Okay.
Trapped.
Trapped.
Yeah. Considering
I would
she can't
say
take any.
yes. Yeah, I would say she definitely feels trapped in this situation. Poli is running at her with a sword. She can't do anything because everyone is like got their eyes on her. So yeah, she's definitely feeling trapped for sure.
Right.
In that case, you must mark a combination of 3 conditions or fatigue to escape. Combination of 3 fatigue. Okay, I'm gonna take 2 fatigue and I'm gonna mark hopeless here. Okay. That being said, we have come around circle to goon number 3.
Marley
Goons
Goon
number 3, who were also evade and observe. They are choosing to bolster or hinder. They are going to each of them are going to be like, it's okay, guys, we got this, we'll be able to beat them, we'll make the boss proud, and they're going to feel empowered or inspired.
Inspired.
Got it.
Actually, I'm gonna have them be empowered so that they can clear a fatigue.
Nice.
Okay.
They feel
Time for
good.
round 3. Most likely the last round.
I don't know why you're saying that.
So Masaru is gonna look at Chime and go, I'm gonna go help Chamu, and then he's gonna go run to engage the final squad.
All right, then I guess I'll go help with the horribly screwed over woman who can't do anything this round. I'll go help with that. So stupid.
Cool. All right.
No approaches for her.
No approaches for her. I will roll a random die to decide what the goon squad is doing. I have to just get rid of everybody's character sheet because I keep opening them and clogging up my thing. All right.
Oh,
All right. Nothing. Goon 3. Okay. Li Shen, what are you doing?
I have to observe it. Like I'm marking conditions actively, so I gotta take a turn to not do that.
Dora, what are you doing?
I am going to. I'm probably gonna evade and observe. Yeah.
Masaru, what are you doing?
I'm also going to evade and observe.
Everybody's very sleepy right now.
Master's very tired. He's been like slinging lightning and fire this whole battle. He's like, I need a moment.
Chime, what are you doing?
Advance and attack.
Chamu, what are you doing?
Advance and attack.
Okay. Nobody is defending or maneuvering, so we can skip that. We'll have the goons attack. They're going to strike. So I'm gonna have you mark. Do you have any fatigue left?
Who's he? You haven't said who it's striking because it's either
Oh, I'm sorry. It's goon number 3, so it's Chamu.
Masaru or Chamu.
Yeah, I got
Like-
all the fatigue. I have room for days.
Okay. So
Take
you have to mark
fatigue.
2 fatigue, please.
Okay.
What? Hold on. They can either mark to fatigue, mark a condition, or shift their balance.
Okay. They have that choice.
Yeah, unless the person attacking them marks fatigue, and that forces them to pick between marking a fatigue
Oh, gotcha.
or
Okay.
inflicting a condition.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It removes the option to shift their balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, the person getting attacked gets to choose which way they suffer.
All right. How would you like to suffer?
We could always push my balance.
You have to balance shift it away from center.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
which would make me lose my balance.
if
Yeah, but
that's-
you can't.
Hey, he can
Choose to
choose
do
to
that.
do that this time. This
yeah,
is the
this is a move that's forcing it to happen.
Yep.
so
and
you're
then I
gonna
can
let
take-
yourself get knocked out.
Yeah, and I'm going to I'll be taking care of business. And so when you lose your balance in a battle, instead of choosing one of the normal options, you can choose to sacrifice yourself for your companions.
Well, hold off on that because losing your balance doesn't actually happen until the end of the rounds.
Exactly. So
You still get an opportunity to do normal
Plans.
things.
plans.
Okay. I just want to make sure that this is what you want to do.
Yes.
You want to on your own accord shift your balance so that you lose your balance.
Yep.
In order for you to sacrifice yourself at the end of the round.
Yep.
To have a chance for your friends to escape.
When there's a good chance that we're probably winning this fight this round.
Oh yeah.
We're not losing.
No, it's as in you don't need to sacrifice. We're in a good
Yeah.
position.
No, I mean then I can take the 2 fatigue because I can totally do
Okay.
that.
I mean, if that's what you want to do, I'm not going to stop you from doing it.
No.
we're-
It makes
we're-
more sense to take the fatigue than it does the.
If we were losing, I'd be like,
Yeah.
no, straight up, go for it. But we're
Save
not
one of you.
losing.
Yeah, we're not losing.
doing
So
pretty
yeah,
good.
I'll eat the fatigue. Yeah. I have fatigue
Okay.
to eat.
Yeah, just mark 2 fatigue. Also, I think you accidentally might have gotten rid of that move off of your thing.
What did I?
I think so. Oh, there it is. It's back. Never mind.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Wait a minute.
Wait,
That's one of your normal moves,
Yeah, that's
not one of your
normal moves.
combat techniques.
Correct.
but
So-
it specifies an in combat.
Oh, okay.
effect, though.
Never
Yeah.
mind. You got it. Never mind.
Yeah, that's the only reason I brought it up.
Sure. Okay. Sweet.
I know
Never
what
mind.
I was talking about.
Okay. Marking 2 fatigue. That's what you're doing.
Yes.
Cool.
Did.
Great.
Mark.
Awesome. Next is
Chime.
attacking. So Chime, who are you attacking?
I mean, I'm in there with the I can't do anything. The
great.
only time I'm likely to manage to hit someone.
All right.
Hit him, Chime. I believe
Passion
in
is not a
you.
good choice for me. Hey, never mind. I managed
Hey.
it.
All
Why did you
right.
Samu's
I
belief?
did it. I did
They
it.
took your necklace. Get out your vengeance.
I wasn't who took my necklace in the slightest. I will
close
do.
enough.
I will do strike,
Close.
and I'll spin the fatigue to force them to either mark 2 fatigue or take a condition.
Okay. Let me just look at their sheet real quick. If it'll load. All right. I'll have them mark 2 fatigue.
All right, as Sister Chime does the airbender super jump and then sends a burst of air just over them, which is kind of effective for.
Just open hand slaps them. Just no.
No, this is bad. What you're doing here is bad. All right,
Bad
that's me.
boy.
All
And then
right.
now it's time for the avalanche of evades, I believe.
Chamu, did you attack?
No, I haven't passed
Okay.
yet.
It is your turn to attack.
Cool.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you picked evade. My bad.
No, I picked attack. Let me use focus. It's all 1. Full hit.
Whoa.
Hey.
Nice. Welcome
I'm
up.
sick
hit.
of this. I'm sick of this. None of my moves are hitting.
Yeah,
Nothing.
advanced attack is supposed to be rolled with passion, not focus, though.
Okay.
Unless you've got a thing that says otherwise.
I mean, it's a 1 regardless.
Oh, well.
Okay, then never mind.
It makes
Okay.
no
Still, congratulations.
difference.
We'll
I'm just
use
gonna
this as the
I
correct
mean-
roll. Strike. Okay, sure.
Just strike to
Because you got a 10 plus.
Mhm.
You can do that twice, I think, right?
He has to pick a different second technique, but he does get
Yeah.
2 techniques.
Okay.
strike
Strike is your first.
and then could I use smash?
Yeah.
Strike and smash. Yep.
Or you could use pressure.
Pressure.
Yeah.
Would pressure
You
be
can make
better.
him not be
I
able
think,
to attack.
yeah,
next turn.
probably, because then you can decide whether or not she can do something next turn.
Yeah, you can choose to prevent them from taking actions by using
Oh
pressure.
yeah. Let's do that. Let's do the pressure.
Okay,
Right,
what would you like to
which,
stop them from
the
doing?
pressure. I'm gonna stop them from helping this
All right, you have to pick
lady
one of the
in the
3
duel.
stances. You have to pick
Oh.
one of the 3 stances, and they cannot use that stance next turn.
I'm gonna
Defending the
prevent them
word.
from advance and attack.
Okay, so goon number 3 cannot attack next turn.
Goon squad.
That's actually how we locked down Kijen was
Yeah.
like, no, you have no stances this round.
You get nothing and you will like it.
Okay.
That gets it.
Li Shen,
lost.
it is your turn to evade and observe.
Okay. Fatigue back and harmony.
Nice.
Nice.
Not a full hit. No, wait, because I'm so impaired. So not a full hit.
Oh.
What?
But I will take the one to bolster and hinder and I will say should I try to hinder still? Do I have more statuses, or should I try to bolster either Chime or Dorley?
I mean, she got out of the trapped by spending the fatigue, so they currently have no negative status. Then again,
Fair.
bolster is also always helpful. Whatever you think you can narratively swing at this moment. For instance, you could potentially, I don't know, hit her right between the eyes with the hilt of your sword and maybe stun her for a round.
Ooh.
How do I make her doomed?
That
You
one's
have to
rough.
split her throat as she begins to bleed out.
Okay, yeah, never mind. Not that one.
Doomed is the I'm trying to kill someone move. Our status.
Yeah.
I mean, heavy
I mean,
is the hand.
if the
of
GM
cold.
accepts it, you can do that.
You just have to tell me what
I
you
think we
wanna do.
kind of want her alive because she's going to be the one who has answers.
Just
Yeah,
totally
yeah.
want her alive.
I think there's literally we'll do it this way. Polly full on because she's like working her way out of the trap while also being stunned and not having a good time. So I think Polly walks up, like points the sword at her, and is like,
Me to do that.
"This is over for you. It is time for you to stop." And then I'll swing around and just with the hilt again. I'll like just bop her with it to add the stun condition.
So
So,
I'm currently trapped and stunned.
didn't you spend the 3
Yeah.
like
You're not
fatigue
trapped
and stuff?
technically anymore.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
you
trapped
did
is
the-
gone because you spent the 3 combination.
Okay. Caught off guard, you can't act or respond for a few seconds until you steady yourself.
Basically, she has another turn of doing nothing.
Oh my god.
Li Shen has decided she doesn't get to do anything anymore.
Gotcha.
It's
I have
against
plus
the
3
rules.
harmony and plenty of fatigue. And if she wants to try to clear stun every turn, I can just keep on adding it. Li Shen has decided she is done.
All right, Dora, how are you evading?
Let's see.
So she
Pretty
has
well.
a minor concussion.
Yeah, I wanna
Basically.
hinder her again.
We have healers.
We are in
Um,
the healing waters.
He's gonna try and trap her again.
Yeah. You come into my swamp and you try to disrespect my people? Absolutely not.
Get back in the goo.
Get back in the goo!
Oh my god.
Yee!
Sorry.
Wait a minute, hold on. Is this isn't one of those roles Bao Bao can help you with, is it?
I'm not sure if Bao Bao is able to help during combat. Let me look.
No, I don't think so.
No,
I think it's
get,
only
like-
the basic moves that Bao Bao can help with.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was just curious because I was like, if Bao Bao could help with this move, that'd be great.
Either way,
Best friend is a small, fuzzy, and dependable. Unlike your other relationship, this one is simple and true. You can understand, communicate. They're always there when you need them most. Whenever your pal could help you push your luck, push your luck. Mark fatigue to roll with creativity instead of passion. So it's for a push your luck roll.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious what Bao Bao could do.
No, Bao Bao was just, I think, just taunting with.
He's just been spending the entire time like hopping around on your head and shoulders while you fight, just making
Yeah.
noise.
Yeah, no, but that's how I get hyped.
All right, so you are trapping Kijan again?
Yes.
Okay. Considering that if I tried to escape the trap, I would be knocked out of the game, I'm going to not do that.
So they have been defeated.
Very close, very close. There's just a couple more boxes to check. Masaru,
I mean,
you are next.
if they don't have enough boxes to get out, then they're helpless, so they're effectively out of
do
combat.
they have to?
Yeah, you're completely
mark a
helpless. You
combination
must
of-
mark a combination of 3
Okay.
conditions or fatigue to escape.
All right. Well, all of their conditions, all of their fatigue has been checked. You have effectively pushed this person into
A breakdown.
submitting.
We love to hear it.
They are troubled, overconfident, insecure, guilty, and hopeless.
Well, I
So-
got a miss for
Fine.
my evade and observe, and I don't feel like shifting my balance, so I'm done. I do, however, still get to remove a fatigue. Hooray!
I'm going to say that since you have completely and totally dominated this person, the goons, since it's the end of combat, or since the end of the round, the goons notice that you guys have definitely won, and in order to save themselves, they are definitely trying to hightail it out of here. So they've decided to disengage from you guys, and combat has ended. You have successfully defeated Ki Zhen of the Shadow Cabal, although I don't think you know that that's their name. So
Didn't we find out
is her
from
name. Baby Boy is her name.
Baby Boy is her name. So we will deal with that in the next episode. Before we get out of here, let's do our things real quick. Chamu is the first character sheet in alphabetical order, so we're going to start with them.
Okay.
Growth questions. Did you help a companion or find a significant success with their issues? Lead the group to finding a significant collective success.
No.
Okay. The other questions are
Unless we count like me going to the elder and like returning the lost goods. Not really.
I don't think that really.
No, I didn't think so.
Alright,
That was
so
me
the
pulling it.
standard growth questions are:
Yes.
Did you learn something challenging, exciting, or complicated about the world?
No, I don't think any of us did.
Did you stop a dangerous threat or solve a community problem?
Dangerous threat?
I think we did.
I think you did.
Yeah.
I think everyone can definitely mark that as one of their growths for stopping a dangerous
Yay.
threat.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Did you guide a companion towards balance or end the session at your center?
No.
Did anybody
I
end
did.
the session at their center? Masaru?
I did.
Alright.
Masaru hasn't shifted center this entire time.
I've
He's
gotten
been
closer,
centered the
but I
entire
did
game.
not.
All right. If that applies to you, mark that. Dora, your special question is did you express vulnerability by admitting that you were wrong or that you should have listened to someone you ignored?
No.
The question Dora Lee will never say yes to.
I have a feeling if you have a moment with some of the swamp people in the next episode, you might be able to say yes to that.
Yeah, because she was definitely having emotions.
Okay.
All right. Up next is Masaru. Your specific question?
I can say no to this one.
No? Okay.
I did not have a chance to, so I did not express gratitude to a companion for their presence, support, or teaching.
Poli, yours is a definite no, right? Because you didn't have a...
Yeah, I have my own crazy mechanics for it.
Yeah.
The only person, and no one has shifted their balance, let alone Chamu has not shifted his balance to leadership.
Okay, and then finally, Chime, did you accomplish a feat worthy of your burden and tradition?
I mean, I
You did protect
got
spirit.
acknowledgement from a major spirit, or at the very least, Trinket did, who is my best friend, and helped defeat a person who's specifically fucking with the spirits. So I'd argue yes.
I would say, yeah, I'll give it to you. Sure.
I would second that. So
Yeah, I'll give it out. Absolutely. I'll give that to you.
All right, cool.
You saved your best friend.
They're my bestie. All right.
All right. And with that, we are a little bit over time, but I hope that's okay. Thanks everyone for being here. This round of combat went way smoother than the first time we did it. So,
Well, the first time none of us knew what we were doing.
Your first time GMing a combat, which is, it's its own thing.
it's fine. It's okay. This went way better. So I'm a lot happier with
well,
it.
I mentioned that the first time. I was like, the more we do it, the faster it's going to go.
Yeah.
So everybody was kind of on point this time. We all kind of had an idea what was going on. It was just the revisiting what order things happen in.
Yes.
I finally got
Also-
to use Crushing Grip of the Seas.
Yeah, and now
Also,
you're practiced at it.
Yeah.
Thank the spirits that Trinket's better now. We need to hang out on Trinket all the time to get the fatigue back.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
They're
we
the
do.
best animal
Trinket-
companion for that alone.
Trinket is
Fine.
our friend.
Cuddling hard into a trinket fur pile.
Awesome.
All right, folks. I
What's
think
happening?
next up on Shadow of Nox is going to be next Monday. We'll be back with Call of Cthulhu, Echoes of the OSS, as they finish up that storyline. Then next Tuesday will be Shadowrun, and we'll be back here again in 2 weeks' time.
All right. We'll see you then. Thanks for being here.